When you're trying to change something in your life, do you expect things to go smoothly? And if they don't, what is the story that you tell yourself? You're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how you can believe in yourself and be happy with who you are so that you feel worthy of your craziest dreams and confident in your power to make them happen. My name is Ailey. I'm a coach, writer, and Kundalini Yoga and meditation teacher. This is episode 87. In the last episode, I talked about how trying to do things the right way can contribute to failure. Because if you only allow yourself to do things the ideal way, you can limit forward movement, like you can limit progress of any kind. And by doing that, you limit opportunities for success. And after I published that, I thought of a couple more ways we can set ourselves up for failure. So I wanted to talk about that today, especially because one of them is very relevant to me right now. So last month, I decided I wanted to start working on my book again. And I decided that I wanted to spend 90 minutes per day dedicated to that. And that felt realistic to me when I started. I did it for a few weeks. And then last week, I did it on Monday. And Monday and Tuesday were super busy. And then Tuesday, I fell off track. And I haven't written since. So I didn't really expect to get thrown off track, even though I know better based on when I've made changes to my diet or exercise routine or meditation habits. I didn't have a plan to deal with challenges when they come up. So we set ourselves up for failure when we don't anticipate things getting in our way. When you expect challenges, you can welcome them. You can have setbacks and still manage to keep going because you have ways of dealing with them. When you make contingency plans based on potential challenges, you set yourself up for success. So that would look something like, if this, then that. So for me with my writing, I might say something like, if I miss today, I'll get up early tomorrow to write. Or even something like, if I don't have 90 minutes, I'll fit in whatever I can. Or I could also say something like, instead of writing the next 3 days, because I know they're going to be super busy, I'll spend Saturday morning writing. There needs to be some kind of plan to keep going when things come up, because things are always going to come up. There was a study done on women who wanted to start exercising a few years ago, and they were divided into two groups. So one group got information about why exercise was important, and the second group got that, plus they were asked to list what might get in their way and come up with conditional statements to help them still execute on their plans. So stuff like, if it's raining and I can't go for a run, I'll go to the gym. Or stuff like that. The ones who did that additional level of planning ended up exercising about double the amount of time that the ones who just got the information. So not planning for challenges is another way that we set ourselves up for failure. And then there's another one that often piggybacks on that one, which is that when we don't plan for challenges and we get thrown off track, we look at that as evidence that we shouldn't keep going. So that might sound something like, I always screw this up. I've gotten thrown off track again. I'm never going to be able to do this. Which means that basically you're looking at the fact that you've fallen off track as evidence or proof or like a reason to stop. And I'll say, I haven't indulged in this time, but I remember when I was trying to lose weight years ago, that was what I was telling myself whenever I got thrown off track. So whenever I ate something that I thought I shouldn't eat. But it's really just a story that you're telling yourself that isn't serving you because it's coming from the perspective of judgment. It's like you're telling yourself, this is who I am, this is how it is, this is how it always will be. So you're identifying with the fact that you cannot do this instead of looking at it from a place of loving curiosity. Like, ooh, isn't that interesting? I wonder what happened here. Because when you look at it with loving curiosity, you can still stay focused on the progress and the possibility and where you want to go, and still have a level of trust that things will work out, even if you can't totally see how that's going to happen yet. There's a quote by Zig Ziglar that I want to share here. Don't let the mistakes and disappointments of the past control and direct your future. So just to recap, instead of expecting smooth sailing, expect challenges. Expect things to come up and make plans accordingly. And stop looking at falling off track as evidence or proof that you should stop. You can choose to keep going no matter what has happened in the past. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Pure Light wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.